But stop what you're doing and listen to the Alpha Male. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, you already know what time it is. It is me. He is I, and I am him. I am he that they call the Alpha Male. Good morning. What's happening? What's up? What's happening, everybody? What's going on? Listen, I am very excited to be with you all. Let's get a round of applause in this thing real quick. Yes, sir. Good morning. Well, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are when you see this video. Want to make sure I tell you guys what's going on. Really quickly, it is Wednesday, November 29th, 2023. Make sure before you do anything, and I'm gonna go through some home cleaning, if you will. Okay, make sure that you guys follow me on all of my social media handles. Okay, so first off, I want you guys to follow me right there on my IG at Alpha Male Sports, all one word. Then right there, I want you guys to follow me on radio, the number 6_Raheem. Radio, the number 6_Raheem, no spaces. And then finally go to my YouTube, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Alpha Male Sports 88. Alpha Male Sports 88, man. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching me. Yeah, man, just make sure that you guys do all of that. I'm really excited to talk with you guys today because I got a lot of stuff to go over. As you all know, it's getting chillier. You see, I got a hoodie on because it's cold outside. And, it's around that time of year. I know we just got done dealing with Thanksgiving, and I know we just got done eating the turkeys and the whatever it is that you might eat on Thanksgiving with your family. Definitely want to make sure that I give a shout out to everybody. Shout out to my family. Thank you for following, listening, this, that, and the third. But be that as it may, right now we are in the middle of, what do I want to call it? It's not necessarily a pause because, you got the college football playoffs going on right now, or will be going on shortly. You got the final stretch for the NFL postseason going on right now, which is amazing. You also have, ironically so, the basketball play-in tournament, which is actually somewhat interesting. So that's pretty cool as well. And what else do we got? We got a lot of things going on right now in the world of sports. So it's a lot of things to talk about, to digest, to go through right now. So let's just go ahead and just jump right into it. Now, my time, I want to give you guys somewhat of not an inkling. Let me stop using these big words that don't make sense. But I had a good time. Let me go ahead and start off with the Falcons game. So just give you some backstory. Recently, my wife, she gave me a anniversary gift, which was amazing. First of all, she gave me some tickets to the Atlanta Falcons versus the New Orleans Saints. And just want to point out that I've never been to that game before. I had never experienced an atmosphere like that. It was incredible. If you guys were either there, if you guys had even watched it on television, it was amazing. But it was something that really kind of stuck with me, and I want to know. Well, I don't know. I don't want to know what your opinion is, but I just kind of want to point it out because it's so interesting to me, just as a sports fan. And it's something that might explain a lot. You guys, all
right, so it's Alpha Male here. Listen, here's the difference between Falcon fans and any other fan in America. We don't give people hell for being fans about who they want to be fans with, right? Like, check out the Saints. No one's hassling them. No one's giving them a hard time. As a matter of fact, we're excited to go to the game with them. That's really how I look at it, Falcon fans were a whole lot better, got a whole lot more sense than everybody else do.
All right, so as you can see, this is me going into the game, and I wanted to preface that because what's so interesting is that I was pretty excited to be at the game with everybody. I didn't have any and this is just me, but this was collectively amongst everybody else because all the Saints and Falcons fans were just like this, you know what I mean? And not to say it's all peaceful, but there was no animosity between them and us, if you get what I'm saying. For instance, I first got on, I take the train whenever I go to the Falcons game or whenever I go to a event within the city. And what was interesting is that there was a husband and wife, and the wife was a Saints fan, the husband was a Falcons fan, just house divided. So that was pretty interesting. But I brought that up because I was also looking on the internet. The internet is undefeated. But I was on the internet and I was looking, and my wife had given me an experience. She had told me about her experience with the at the link. She had went to the link with her father, who was a Dallas fan, and he caught a lot of hell. He caught a lot of hell from a lot of the Eagles fans. And this is how I guess this is how the Eagles fans really operate. She said they're mean. Period. They're just mean. They're evil, and just look. Just oh my god. Yo, this kid literally just give him the Philly fake out. Pause. But seriously, check it out again. Buddy really thought he had a friend, and I give it all to the young man. Make a shout out to him, man, because I like that. That was kind of funny. But at the same time, you notice how again he was unbothered. He wasn't bothering anybody, and he was just going into the game, minding his business. And the Philly fan went up to him to kind of be friendly, I guess, or it seems like he was being friendly, and just boom, just shot him a one finger friendly right there. So that was pretty interesting. But that was something that I kind of noticed. I do want to go to more stadiums, view a few more teams, see how their fan bases are. I know that the Bills Mafia is pretty big, I guess, or a lot of their fans are rowdy. They break tables with their bodies. They stand outside in the cold, the freezing cold, butt naked almost. So I do want to see how other fans operate or engage in the game, as well as engage other fans. That's just how I look at it. I want to see how that goes. You dig what I'm saying? But you are listening to Alpha Male Sports, and that's just how I see it. When I went to the Falcons game, like I said, it was not like that for the Aints. Okay, we sat there. I talked to a couple of Saints fans. I talked to some guys. We talked about how bad both of our quarterbacks and teams are. We don't believe that we'll win the division. They don't believe that they'll win the division. It's almost like Spider-Man standing in a circle pointing at each other. So that's just how that goes. But you are listening to Alpha Male Sports, ladies and gentlemen. He is I, and I am him. Now, I want to jump into this NBA in-season tournament because last night was the end of the I want to what was it, the knockout round? Or no, it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't the knockout round. The field is set for the knockout round. Um, yeah, the field is set for the group play is already over, and the stage is set for the knockout round. This is going to take a while for me to understand. This is going to take a while for me to get. But after months worth of group stage games, the field for the knockout portion of the NBA in-season tournament is set. The knockout round is set. The Indiana Pacers will host the Boston Celtics on Monday at 7:30 p.m., followed by the New Orleans Pelicans. They will be taking on the Sacramento Kings as well on Tuesday night at 10 p.m. We'll also see the New York Knicks take on the Milwaukee Bucks at 7:30, and then the Phoenix Suns will be taking on the Los Angeles Lakers at 10 p.m. So I would assume that's the field. That's the field. You got the Pacers, the Boston Celtics, the Pelicans, the Kings, the Knicks, Milwaukee, Suns, and Lakers. Yeah, 8 teams. Okay, so that makes sense. Everybody else, y'all go home, y'all relax, because you got the rest of the season. And I want to point out that again, I was not on board not even so much on board, but I really felt I was a skeptic. I was skeptical. I was a skeptic because just as a competitor, as a guy that has played sports before, I don't want a championship in the middle of the season. I want the championship. I don't care about bragging rights or, oh yeah, well, I got 3 in-season tournament wins. I don't care about that. I want the championship. I want the ship. But from what I've been watching, I can't lie. The games have been interesting. The games have been fun. I watched the Golden State Sacramento Kings game last night, and what was so interesting was that the Golden State had to win by 12 or more. The Kings had to either win or lose by 11 or less. So it's kind of that way. But I am pretty excited about the ending stages of this tournament, and I would like to see how they do the whole championship game, which will be in Las Vegas. At Not at the Sphere. I was gonna lie to y'all, Lord Jesus, but they're gonna be playing in Las Vegas, so that's interesting. The winner of each of those quarterfinal games will advance to the semifinals on December 7th at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. The Eastern Conference teams will be squaring off from 5 p.m. following the Western Conference teams at 9 p.m. The tournament's championship game will, with the winner getting to lift the NBA Cup for the first time, earning $500,000 for every single player on the roster. Every single player on the roster. So out of these 8 teams, Indiana, Boston, Sacramento, New Orleans, New York, Milwaukee, Phoenix, and LA, who do you see? I mean, who could you see winning that, or even, I don't know. I don't know. It's just interesting. It's something to watch for sure on television. And I will say, I think the NBA has done a great job of hyping this up, getting the viewership, and then the players have been playing up. The players have been playing up to, I guess, what is expected or what is needed from them. It's really been great. It's really been great. I have to say it's really been great, but that's just how that goes. Ladies and gentlemen, you already know what time it is. It is me. He is I, and I am him. I am he that they call the alpha male. Um, yeah, it's just really good. It's just really good, and I'm happy to see how this goes. Um, uh, okay, so they did release a schedule. Okay, so all the other teams, they get to continue on with the season as planned, or as, you know, scheduled, if you will. But, for the rest of the teams, they still play the regularly scheduled games. It's a lot. I've never experienced this, but I can say that this is pretty cool. I can say this is pretty cool. But ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to Alpha Male Sports. Um, in this segment, I do also want to talk about the um, college football right now. It is, like I said, it is chilly. It's cold. Most teams in college football, they would like to end the season around Thanksgiving. If you're not playing Thanksgiving football, or if you're not practicing Thanksgiving morning, or if you're not, doing those things, December is a whole nother beast. But Thanksgiving time, you want to be practicing around Thanksgiving. That means that you're one of the elite teams, or at least you've done a really good job that season. So really quickly, before I go any further, I definitely want to give a I'm talking a major shout out to the Benedict College Tigers. Did a great job, this season. Shouts out to Coach Kenneth Berry. Yeah, those guys right there. Those guys right there. Major shouts out to Coach Kenneth Berry and the Benedict College Tigers, man. 2 years, undefeated seasons. I mean, that's amazing. I don't know if Kenneth Berry will continue to be a Benedict College coach any longer after this off season. I would hope so. So the rumor mill around the HBCU circuit has been going around. Shouts out to Tolly Carr. And the people over at HBCU Game Day for talking about it. But, we know that there are some openings in the college football world. Right now, you just saw Allen University, their coach, after a great turnaround season at Allen University, go and take the job at the Clark Atlanta University, at Clark, down in the AU Center. So that's pretty cool. And I will get my father on, who is he is a alumni and a Hall of Famer at Clark Atlanta University. And we're going to talk about that, what's needed to rebuild the program, to make the program return to the heyday when they used to win championships. But you've seen how this has happened. So Southern University, they fired their coach. They have an interim head coach in right now. It is expected that possibly Coach Kenneth Berry would choose them because of his close ties with Southern University. Also, he could possibly go with South Carolina State. Buddy Pugh had just retired. Buddy Pugh, completed his season with South Carolina State. Historic season. Has been there since 2002, and now he is fashioned himself out. So it is expected that Coach Kenneth Berry is going to be leaving Columbia, South Carolina, and headed to Orangeburg. It's Spartanburg. It's one of the two. But it's expected that he's going to be going up to South Carolina State and coaching there as well. So very, very excited for Coach Kingsbury because, when your coaches are doing well and they have the opportunity to move forward or move on with their career, it's a great thing for the program and it's a great job. Really quickly, before I go any further, the D2 national championship bracket. Unfortunately, Benedict lost to Lenore-Rhine, the number 4 seed. They lost to Lenore-Rhine 35-25 at Benedict College. So Lenore-Rhine moves on to take on Valdosta State this weekend at 1 p.m. Uh, Valdosta State actually took on Delta State and beat them 38-31. Let's see what else is going on. You got Colorado School of Mines. They're going to be taking on Central Washington. On the other side of that bracket, Slippery Rock will take on Kutztown, and Harding will be taking on Grand Valley. I know about Grand Valley, but all these other schools, these are interesting names. You know what I mean? Really interesting names. But yeah, major shouts out to everybody who is engulfed in the D2 college football playoffs right now. But going on, you do have the college. I'm sorry. You do have the college national championship going on right now. Well, it's not the national championship, but the playoffs that will be happening later on in January and later on this month, like late December, early January. But I do want to point out right now, we are in conference championship weekend right now. You got Alabama. They're going to be taking on Georgia in the Georgia Dome this weekend at 4 p.m. Really excited about that because, again, all of these games, I don't think we've ever seen a situation where we go into championship Saturday and almost every team in the championships have an opportunity to make it to the top 4 positions. Like I said, Georgia, Alabama still has a shot. Florida State, they have a shot. If you handle business, unfortunately, they lost their quarterback. But if they can handle business versus the 10-2 Louisville Cardinals, they could possibly find themselves in the playoffs as well. You got Oregon taking on Washington. Both of these teams, number 3 and number 5. This could not only decide the college playoffs, but this can also decide who the Heisman is. This could possibly decide who the Heisman is between both quarterbacks. So this is going to be prime real estate. If any of you guys plan on watching some football, you definitely need to watch this game. And then you got Michigan versus Iowa. If Michigan can handle business and finish off what they're expected to do, they can also make it into the college football championship game. Now, as the rankings go, you got Georgia, Michigan, Washington, and Florida State, the top 4 that are in right now. Like I said, barring what happens against other teams on championship weekend, these are the 4 teams. You also got Oregon at 5, Ohio State, Texas, Alabama, Missouri, and Penn State. That wraps out the top 10. Mississippi, Oklahoma, LSU, Louisville, Arizona. That's 11 through 15. Iowa, Notre Dame, Oklahoma State, North Carolina State, Oregon State. That wraps out the top 20. We also have really quickly. I don't know. Anywho, let's get back to this really quickly. We're live. This is Alpha Male Sports. Apologies, people. But anywho, 21, you got Tennessee, Tulane, Clemson, Liberty, and Kansas State. That wraps out the top 25. Liberty, which is actually the only no-loss team that is ranked in the top 25 under 15. You got Tulane that has 1 loss, and they're ranked number 22. So as you can see, even the Cinderella teams are making it to, at least finding themselves within the rankings and stuff like that. Let's see, schedule. And you are listening to Alpha Male Sports, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate you guys for sticking with me, listening, rocking with me, all that good stuff. So as I'm pulling up the schedule, and I'm not talking about the NBA schedule, Lord Jesus. As I pull up the schedule for this weekend, and here are other championship games as well. You also have New Mexico State taking on Liberty. That is their conference. You also got Oklahoma State taking on Texas. Texas could possibly find they're number 7. They could possibly find their way in as well if they can handle business. and can and you get some help from a couple other teams as well. You get some help from Georgia, get some help from Oregon or Washington. You get some help from some other teams that can possibly put you in the best position. Boise taking on UNLV for the Mountain West. You got SMU taking on Tulane. I would assume that is the what is the AA? I don't know. It's another conference. Appalachian State and Troy. And then I told you about Michigan and Iowa, Louisville, and Florida State. So not as many games as we are used to, but of course, that's just how that goes. And you already know what time it is. It is me. He is I. I am him. I'm either they call the alpha male. I appreciate you guys for rocking with me and listening to me. Yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys on the other side of championship weekend, and we'll see who goes into the college football playoffs as we know it. I don't know. And also who wins the Heisman. But you already know, people. Can't wait to see you guys on the other side of that. And yeah, that's how we do it. Peace.